Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Prime Minister, Minister Abdel Fattah, Mesdames et Messieurs Ministères, Ambassadors, my friend and colleague Andy Ingalls from Cosmos Energy. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. Each time I come to Mauritania, it is a revelation. This is a country with a long history and a rich culture, but also one which is committed to real economic progress. You can see that encapsulated in this fantastic new venue that we are gathered in here today. The City of the Winds is embracing the winds of change, and this is a tribute to the ambitious leadership of this country. It has been a privilege to get to know President Abdelaziz, whose vision has been fundamental to that sense of progress that we feel here today. I want to thank His Excellency Minister Mohammed Abdel Fattah for his support, consistent, strong support, for his partnership over the past few years. We would not have made the progress that we have without your leadership. At BP, we share your goal to see Mauritania thrive in a fast-changing world. Change creates opportunity, and Mauritania is well positioned to make the most of the opportunities ahead. Over the next 20 years, the global population could grow by almost 2 billion to surpass 9 billion people, with Africa accounting for nearly half the increase. In the same time frame, rising prosperity in emerging economies, many on this continent, will also help shape economic and energy trends as 2.5 billion people are lifted out of low incomes. All of this will push demand for energy up globally by around 1/3 by 2040 on current trends. That increase is the equivalent of more than 10 times Africa's current demand. A growing and increasingly urbanizing population could even see Africa overtaking China in terms of energy demand by 2040, accounting for 1/5 of energy demand growth. And Africa could be a significant supplier of that energy, as well as a beneficiary of it. As energy providers, we want to help meet that demand, but we need to do so differently in two important respects. One of those is by ensuring that energy is affordable. Let us remember that there are more than 1 billion people today who still live without electricity. That is 15 out of every 100 people on the planet, and in sub-Saharan Africa, it is 60 people in every 100. So we need to provide more energy, but do so in ways that allow many more people to access it affordably. The other key respect is at the same time as providing more energy, we have to bring greenhouse gas emissions from energy down dramatically. That is what we call the dual challenge, providing more affordable energy while lowering emissions. Mauritania has great potential to help the world achieve both of those objectives, in particular through the country's natural abundance of natural gas, which is going to be crucial for the future. Gas emits half the emissions of coal when burnt to produce electricity and can act as a perfect partner to renewable energy. That means it can help bring emissions down at scale by switching from coal to gas in power generation. And gas is an abundant resource, meaning it can help growing energy demands meet it affordably. The Tortue Akmahim field lying off the coast between Mauritania and Senegal contains an estimated 15 trillion cubic feet of gas. That is about twice Africa's gas production in 2017. The scale means we have the potential to establish a globally competitive LNG business and deliver positive returns to investors. The last year has seen us achieve some important milestones for the project, not least in February, when Mauritania and Senegal signed the Intergovernment Cooperation Agreement. As Andy said, many people said this could not be done, and I applaud both governments on their commitment and partnership in reaching this agreement. It shows how serious they both are about developing their energy resources. And I can tell you that BP is committed to building long-term relationships in this region to create a new energy hub in Africa. Like with any project, there have been challenges. Below the ground, Tortue Mahem is a complex offshore basin, and above the ground, the field spans 2 legal jurisdictions. But we are making swift, effective progress, and in fact, we hope to make the final investment decision soon for the first phase of development. And part of the reason we have made such progress leads me to the point I made earlier. President Aziz, Prime Minister Bashir, and the government here have helped create the right business conditions for organizations like us to operate competitively. I remember the first time I met with President Aziz, with Minister Abdel Fattah, and with Andy. It was 2 years ago this very month. They first emphasized the need for transparency in everything we do. And President Aziz then said, "If you ever need anything to help you with your work, you come straight to me, no middleman." Since that meeting, I have seen the strong work ethic, the way people pull together, and a can-do attitude, all of which has created an environment that is supportive of business development. From the meetings we've had to taking government partners on tours around our facilities, to conversations about the future, the collective drive to make this project a success is tangible. Mauritania and Senegal are neighbours who have shown a desire and an ability to work together in ways that benefits everyone, as we have seen through projects like the dam across the Senegal River. Their drive and vision is supported by reliable institutions and a highly capable workforce. For a business like ours, whose investments play out over decades, that is vital. We know our partnerships here are stable, that contracts will be honoured, and that we can consider making these large investments over long time frames. That is a credit to the governments and the people of Mauritania and Senegal. And through our friends at Cosmos Energy, we have found a capable and committed partner, one for whom we have the greatest of respect. And it is a pleasure to share the platform today with Andy. I am optimistic that together we can turn the energy potential here into a reality. Collaboration on new projects like this will be key to managing future energy challenges. Because in the last few years, we have gone from worrying about whether there would be enough energy resources on the planet to meet demand to a world of abundance. In fact, the world currently sits on top of at least 5 trillion barrels of oil equivalent of technically recoverable oil and gas resources, and that is more than the world will likely ever need. In that environment, only the most competitive energy will find a market, and that is what we call advantaged oil and gas. Setting the right business conditions, like the government here is doing, will be key for organizations like us to do our job. All of this is positive news for Mauritania, for its economy, for its people, and for its future. Tortue Mahem will mark a significant step towards diversifying Mauritania's economy. It will also help the country access lower-cost domestic energy and become a significant exporter of LNG. That will help deliver tangible revenues to the government with benefits for all Mauritanians. It is hard to go through all the ways people stand to gain from our work here, so let me just mention some of the progress we are making. BP is proud to be supporting scholarships for Mauritanian students at bachelor degree and PhD level. More than 35 companies, local companies, have won contracts with us so far, and more will follow. For example, we will use rock from the El Asma quarry to build the hub terminal. 108 Mauritanian nationals already employed as BP staff or agency contractors, a number that is only going to rise when we start development. 12,000 hours of English language training for government officials, and over 40 million Mauritanian OGIA has been spent in the country this year so far with third parties as a result of our day-to-day footprint here. BP is also helping to develop stronger commercial ties with the United Kingdom. We were a founding member of the Mauritania British Business Council, and we supported its trade mission to Mauritania over the summer. We also held an event with the Chamber of Commerce here in Nouakchott last month to talk about local firms and talk about upcoming opportunities arising from the Tortue Akmehem project and the specific standards required by the international oil and gas sector. So BP is creating jobs for Mauritanians, supporting local business, and delivering sustainable development activities. That means this country is benefiting now, even before construction has begun, and will do so for decades to come. Let me briefly conclude. As BP works to help meet the dual challenge for the world, our goal is to work with governments and local partners to produce more energy in a way that helps lower emissions. To do that, we need to build projects that are highly competitive in a world of abundant energy resources. And we need to do all that while supporting the communities we work in. Mauritania meets all those criteria. It has exciting energy potential. It has created the right conditions for energy companies like BP and Cosmos to do business, and demonstrated a willingness to work together for a brighter future. We have laid the foundations for a strong friendship. Let us build on those over the coming decades. As I said in the first meeting with Minister Abdel Fattah, you can rely on BP to do what it says. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak here. It has been a privilege getting to know your country. Thank you.